Hello everybody, JG Crafter here, and today I am going to be talking about the story of when a girl decided she wanted to be my girlfriend, and I was very uncomfortable. Note, this took place in first grade, so don't take this too seriously. We were all young. Anyway, let's hop into it. So, as said, the story takes place back when I was in first grade. Since I was homeschooled from 2nd to 4th, I did not have as much, smartness back in the day, back when I first started school. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna be one of those kids who's kind of more reclusive in elementary school. And I really didn't know much. In fact, there were way more popular kids than me in my class, and I was known as the one kid who nobody really talked to that much. And when I actually, decided to, stand out, it wasn't, heavy stand out. It was more of a, I'm going to be on the sidelines here doing my own crap stand out. Not actually gonna try and stand out. That sounds really stupid. I am so sorry. Basically, I don't remember this too well. I don't really remember it too well because it's a really old story. But when it comes down to it, it was generally one of the more weird experiences I had. So to kind of start things off, I guess I'll start with how things ended up that way in elementary school. Back in elementary school, there were actually one boy and one girl, saying they were dating, which I highly doubt they actually were. I think it was just how little kids love to experience things. And then immediately everyone was thinking, oh my gosh, we need to have a boyfriend or girlfriend now. It was very crazy. And while everyone was quickly just deciding to pair up as a couple with their best friends, I was the awkward one out because, well, I didn't really have any friends besides one person in the class who was nice to everyone and was everyone's friend. Other than him, I really didn't know anyone. And then, when I pointed out that I generally didn't have anyone to be pair up with as a couple person, 3 girls volunteered. 3 were up for it because they didn't know any boys really either. And the first one that I ended up saying, why not? She ended up pairing up with somebody else the next day after. I had no idea what to do in this situation because I had never been in a situation like this before, so I really didn't know exactly what to do. We obviously weren't actual boyfriend and girlfriend because, well, for those of you who have seen my face, the odds of me getting with someone are very slim. Anyway, so after her, there was this other girl who was apparently very focused on becoming my girlfriend in the class, to the point where it actually made me uncomfortable. She would constantly come over to me and say, hey, when you and I grow up, we're gonna get married. And I think she said, have a bunch of galoshes? I'll be honest, I really didn't follow. She was a very confusing person, and I was very uncomfortable around her. And basically, every single chance she got, she'd come over to me and say, we're gonna get married and do this and do that. And it just made me so freaking uncomfortable that I generally found myself disliking her as a person. So basically, that continues on for about, I don't know, another year. And then finally, I'm told, hey, guess what? We're moving. And once I heard that, I had 2 thoughts in my mind. One, I'd miss my best friend from first grade. And 2, yes, I could finally get away from that weirdo. She was really weird, and I know that all girls aren't that weird, but for first grade, that was a very weird experience for me. And when we moved, I couldn't be happier because my time of missing my best friend kind of lost its purpose compared to escaping a situation that I never wanted to be in the first place. So I feel like it's a win-win situation for me, and I really didn't lose much. After all, again, the dude was literally friends with everyone. So losing me as a friend probably wouldn't have affected him like at all. So after we ended up moving away, I thankfully have never encountered her again, and generally the whole experience kind of left a scar on me where the idea of trying to get in a relationship just really doesn't sound that appealing anymore. I know that sounds like a stupid reason to no longer be interested in a relationship, but in general, just the whole thing kind of put me in a bad mood about relationships. So will I ever get a girlfriend? I don't know. I'll probably forever be single, either that or turn out a way I don't want to. It's a sad life, but I'm cool with being like by myself right now because I still have friends. That's what's important. Back when I was in elementary school, besides that one best friend, I had no friends, and if I didn't have him, then I probably wouldn't be comfortable talking with other people. After all, he introduced me to doing so. And now I have both friends in real life and friends on digital life, such as Mike and William. Or my real life friends, such as, well, I don't want to say their names out loud, because I know one of them's trying to get a computer, or already has a computer, but currently is still working on having everything set up. But I hope to eventually have him on the channel, because he's probably my best friend currently, and oh lord, that was a close one. And probably if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be like happy to continue to make my videos right now. I know it sounds stupid, but in truth, friends really keep your motivation going. I'm sorry if I kind of just talk off topic, but in truth, the whole experience with the girl who kept demanding to be my girlfriend, like she continued to demand it consistently. Nobody believes me, but I remember it so much because it's put a scar on my memory. She would continue to demand it as if we're somehow forced to be together. I'm just glad that I got away from her when I had the chance, because otherwise I really don't know how I'd feel. All I know is back in the day I was cute, but now I'm an ugly weirdo who plays Minecraft and does anime reviews for a living. So yeah, I think I turned out pretty good for what I became. And I'm happy where I am now. I live a good life. I don't care what other people say. I'm happy with where I am. Still though, I do wonder, what would have happened if I decided to... Oh, lapis. Like, what would have happened if I ended up going the routes of staying where I was? Would my life be as good as it is now? Or would it be worse? We'll never know. In all honesty, I don't want to know. I'm happy where I am. In truth, though, I really just generally think that everything would have gone really weird, and I generally don't think I'd have any fun with where my life would be if I ended up deciding to stay there. Honestly, I still, even thinking of her now, the fact that I can still remember what she looks like weirds me out, because basically I think that kind of shows how much of a terrifying impact she left on me, because again, I was more self-isolated than a lot of my classmates, so being around someone who was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be together forever, yada yada yada, it really just made me uncomfortable more than anything else. So I'm glad that I'm not around wherever she is. I'm generally happy where I am now. And I think that basically the lesson of that whole experience is that you shouldn't try to push yourself into any situation, and be careful, because you never know what kind of person someone will act like when they're less than like 6 years old. But anyway, that was today's story. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I'll see you around. Peace.